Good evening, Belize, and welcome to XTV's news broadcast for Wednesday, March 25, 2026. Making the headlines tonight as fuel prices rise, GOB's intake from fuel taxes also grows. Border delays in cargo led to spoilage of perishables. Are price increases next? Opposition flags rental crisis and calls for government regulation. And Port Area Rep supports PBL expansion project. We'll take our first break and return with the news in detail.
Explore the great outdoors with Benny's Quality and Savings.
The Social Security Board's new whistleblower reporting system makes it easy and confidential to speak up by reporting misuse of the Social Security services and benefits, including fraud, misconduct, false claims, and more. If you know of any unethical or illegal activity relating to SSB benefits, claims, or personnel, go to ssbspeakup.integrityline.com or use our toll-free hotline 0800-SPEAK-UP, 0800-773-2587. This confidential reporting system is a way for you to report concerns or incidents privately without fear of reprisal. Your submission is confidential and anonymous. The Social Security Board is committed to providing a secure, confidential medium for whistleblowing that promotes organizational accountability and enhances public confidence in our services.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank. Building the future together.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best. Darling, double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls, so me like it. And Smart make everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. More bundles, data plan. Me want my smartphone, internet in my hand. Call me want my Smart plan.
While 501 is an effort to catalog and digitize more than 30 years of Carol and Richard Foster's extraordinary wildlife footage, a visual record of Belize's wild heart that has been shared with the world through platforms like BBC and National Geographic. This exhibition brings that work to life through new short wildlife films that Carol has been working on over the past few months. Curated photographs that capture the iconic Foster perspective, and hundreds of archival recordings that are now being preserved and made accessible for the first time.
But while 501 is more than just an exhibition or a gallery of pretty pictures, it is a living, breathing archive. It is a monumental effort to catalog, digitize, and preserve a cinematic history that belongs to all of us. The Fosters didn't just come here to film Belize. They chose to be Belize. They made this wild landscape their home and their life's mission. As award-winning filmmakers for giants like the BBC and National Geographic, they acted as our global ambassadors.
I knew I had to do something, and I wanted to do something, and I was looking through all my slides and looking through all, and I've been doing this for like more than a year, trying to get everything in, from past to present to future. I know that was my intentions of giving back to Belize.
Habet and Abet and Brothers Abet, we've always proudly celebrated Women's Month. This year, we celebrate women keeping the balance at home, at work, and in their communities. That's why all March long, all women receive 15% off store-wide, from paints to plumbing and everything in between. Plus, 20 to 65% off lots more deals on sale and clearance. With trusted experience, top quality products, and service that's second to none, we're here to support women every step of the way. Visit or call us today. Happy Women's Month from all of us at Habet and Brothers Abet, doing our part to balance the scales.
A time to reflect, revive, and renew. Your Belize City Council invites you to an unforgettable free 2-day Holy Week Revival concert. Backed by powerful demand, the return of award-winning songwriter and worship leader, Sinach. Live in concert, bringing healing, hope, and encouragement through worship. Join us Tuesday, March 31st, 2026 and Wednesday, April 1st, 2026 from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at DigiPark on Newtown Barracks. And that's not all. Joining us for the first time is award-winning Christian reggae band Christafari. Also featuring powerful performances from our local gospel ministries and more. Do not miss worship, Centro Visión Misionero, Kings Park Church of the Nazarene Worship Team, live music from Life Church, Heavenlies, Wabagari Dance Group, and Alexander Evans on steel pan. Special thanks to all our partners whose support helps make this revival possible. So, bring your entire family and experience this powerful 2-day Holy Week Revival concert in Belize City. Tuesday, March 31st and Wednesday, April 1st, 2026 at DigiPark on Newtown Barracks. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
In a democracy, what is good for the government cannot be bad for the people. And what is good for the people cannot be bad for the government.
We came a long way. It's like over 16 years that it was basically like 2-3 houses in that area.
It was wild. One high bush like jungle. I want to take my lick. Say no water, no light. I tell her no worry about that. We have figured it out.
You know, you wonder how long it will take for this to happen.
A year ago, you were considered squatters.
We made a picado and we came in.
I'm a teenager.
Everybody said it was swamp, it was swamp. When we get in here, it was like gold.
Today, you're landowners.
This stuff for we, and we proud of this.
Now we're claiming our house on the land.
We have worked so hard to make this happen for us.
This is a beautiful day, folks, because we are taking care of people who have taken care of us. Because we wouldn't be here today without you.
Welcome back with your news. I am Drea Espinosa. Prime Minister John Bresenio reported Tuesday that the government is already taking losses in relation to fuel taxes. He noted that they capped the increase in prices for fuel, leading to a significant loss. But is it sustainable? Diesel went up midnight Tuesday by $2.50, following increases in regular and premium over a week ago by more than $1 per gallon.
Price would have gone up in excess of $3, but because we are cutting the tax by $1, at least about $1.25, that we are just going to go down to less than $3 increase. We are foregoing, I think, at least $1.25 in tax, and that would represent, I think it's over $60 million that we're foregoing. And when we forego $60 million, or what Honorable Lee Marchand was talking about, writing it off because it's over $200 million, okay, we could write it off. But where will you get that $200 million to be able to pay the teachers, to pay the BDF, to pay for NHI, to pay Cal Kushner? I mean, there's so many things that we have to do. The money has to come from somewhere. We may have to take a hard look at the budget, and maybe there's some projects that maybe we can hold back until things stabilize. The tax is based on the price that you get. So if the price is higher, the tax is the same price because the percentage does not change. You collect more. Right. But if the price goes down, you get less. So what we've been doing now is that we've been cutting this. In this instance, we've been cutting the price. We're foregoing $1.25 on at least $1.25 on the tax to be able to manage the price of the fuel. But again, we are takers. We can't set the price. The United States, they can set their price. They're buying billions of gallons of fuel when we're just buying a few billion. So they can, the more you buy, the lower the price you can get. We don't have that luxury.
Belize's ambassador to Mexico, His Excellency Oscar Arnold, confirmed late Tuesday afternoon that over 30 containers were impacted by the imposition of so-called tariffs by elements claiming links to cartels in Mexico. While the flow of the transboundary cargo has resumed, Prime Minister John Bresenio spoke about the impacts on the government's coffers.
I understand that it was between the vicinity of maybe 26 to about 34 containers that were, for lack of a better word, were in limbo. And depending on the cargo in those, well, the millions of dollars can vary. The difficulty that we came up against was that there was no official reports of individuals saying there is a threat against me and I'm going to make a report, or I'm going to have the police make a file on it. And so the police are saying, well, Ambassador, we don't have any reports of those and we would look into it if we have it. Customs is saying on the Mexican side, we're ready to work. We have our people here. We are actually losing money as well, because if cargo doesn't transit, then we can't make the charges and have people pay the quotas and the fees that they are supposed to pay. When I spoke to the individual in charge, the general in charge of the Guardia Nacional at the border that also oversees some custom duties, he said, Ambassador, we're open for business. We are conducting business as per usual. There is an issue with the brokers where the brokers refuse to process entries or to process pedimento. And I said, but so what was the rationale or the reason behind that? And he said, your guess is as good as mine. And so when someone says, okay, well, the cartel is doing it, but they can't give you who or what or where or when, it begins to beg the question whether they're just using the cartel acronym or the cartel name to try to evoke some level of desperation on other people's part. And so I will say that, I'm not saying that in this instance that didn't take place, but that is a realm that I don't operate in, and I would be doing an injustice to our listeners and to your viewers to speculate on something like that.
We understand that there have been losses. I think they said vegetables, that would be the main perishable thing, I think. So it's losses to those people. It's going to mean that we will have increase in prices for us too as consumers.
I hope not. But
what about losses in revenue in terms of fees charged? I'm sorry, is it just like delayed because they're still going to come across at some point?
Well, they still come across, and when they come across, then we will be able to charge our duties or the taxes. So we'll be able to get it back. But still, it still puts a dent. The money comes in, but comes in later, and government needs the money now. So.
House rental is becoming increasingly out of reach for Belizeans who do not own a home. During the budget debate, leader of the opposition, Honorable Tracy Panton, said house rental is among the list of things for which her office provides assistance to constituents. The support comes from her division's monthly allocation under the Constituency Development Fund. With prices continuing to climb, she argued that it is time for the government to regulate the rental sector
and give rent assistance when we can. Rental rates have risen, reducing the affordability for families. The moment has arrived to introduce regulations for this sector. We continue to allocate these funds efficiently and to assist as many individuals as possible.
House rentals, it is something that we've been looking at, how we can do it, or at least for low-cost house rentals, and we brought that in a few times where some unscrupulous owners of these, especially the small, the one room where they rent that they would cut off the water, cut off the lights, and that kind of thing. So we need to find a way how we can find a balance, because at the same time, these people need to collect their rent. They made an investment and it's expected. So, and if you make it too easy for some people, they don't want to pay rent. So it's a fine line that we have to walk.
Port Loyola Area Rep. Honorable Gilroy Usher made his contribution to the budget debate today. Among the upcoming projects he highlighted was the proposed massive cargo expansion and cruise terminal project at Port of Belize Limited, now government-owned. He stated that practically all residents and even the wider country support it, but with no published polling or constituency survey, what consultation is he relying on?
One of the items in this year's budget that offers hope for major economic and transformational development in Port Loyola and the wider Belize City, as well as the country on a whole, is the $450 million upgrading of the Port of Belize, which was acquired by this administration from a private owner in December 2023, and is in the Port Loyola division. The project entails construction of modern facilities for bulk cargo and cruise tourism to enable ships to dock near the shore in an efficient way. The project is also scheduled for completion in 2030 and would eliminate the slow, expensive, dangerous, and time-consuming use of catamarans and tugboats to ferry passengers and goods from large ships to the shore. Mr. Speaker, proper docking facility for very large ships is an urgent matter for this country. Due to its absence, the country continues to lose hundreds of millions of dollars yearly in trade and cruise tourism, as huge ships cannot visit the municipality without a crucial infrastructure. Mr. Speaker, direct benefits for Port Lalor with the huge investment will include quality streets, tremendous opportunities to operate small business successfully, wide range of employment opportunities for residents of the division and other communities, greater security, tremendous increase in the value of properties in the surrounding areas, in addition to many other benefits. The Port of Belize Development Project has the support of practically all the residents of Port Lalor and the wider country, because it is further proof that this administration, led by Prime Minister Briceño, is committed to ensuring a better life for all Belizeans in every possible way.
After the break, nearly a month of the National Bus Company. Is it smooth sailing? Stay with us.
El rotavirus es una de las principales causas de diarrea acuosa severa y vómitos en niños. Puede causar deshidratación severa y hospitalizaciones. La buena noticia es que la vacuna contra el rotavirus ya está disponible. Se administra por gotas orales a los 2, 4 y 6 meses de edad. Protege tu bebé. Visite hoy su centro de salud más cercano.
Running a business in Belize and getting an international order? Shipping your products abroad is simple with the Belize Postal Service. To quickly confirm the order, you can fill out your customs declaration right from the comfort of your home. To access the declaration form online, please visit the following websites. Simply enter your item in the CDS web kiosk to instantly see the landed cost, duties, taxes, and fees. Postage rates can be checked on your rate sheets. Share the landed cost with your customer and finalize the sale in minutes. Once the sale is confirmed, the system generates your declaration identification number, your key to a smooth and fast drop-off. And if you don't have internet access, you can always visit any of our post offices for assistance. Bring your unsealed package and declaration ID to any Belize Postal Service location. Our clerks will verify your items, seal your package, and prepare your declaration, quick and simple. It's fast, simple, reliable. The Belize Postal Service, connecting your business to the world.
Kite flying is fun, but it can also be dangerous. Fly kites safely by following these tips. Never use wire, metallic thread, or wire-reinforced strings. You could be electrocuted. Remember, even a safely built kite can cause a power outage if it gets caught in a power line. Always use paper, plastic, or wood to build kites. Never fly kites near power lines, in the path of traffic, aircrafts, or near highways. Always fly kites with a responsible adult in open areas, in dry weather, and with clear visibility. Never attempt to remove your kite from a power line. Always call BEL at 0800-235-2273 if your kite gets caught in a power line. Belize Electricity Limited. We care about your safety.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Before they turn off all the lights, I won't read you your wrongs or your rights. The time has gone. I'll tell you good night, close the door. Tell you I love you once more. The time has gone, so here it is. I'm not your son, you're not my father. We're just two grown men saying goodbye. No need to forgive, no need to forget. I know your mistakes and you know mine. And while you're sleeping, I'll try to make you proud. So Daddy, won't you just close your eyes? Don't be afraid. It's my time to chase the monsters away. Oh, well, I'll read a story to you. Only difference is this one is true. The time has gone. I folded your clothes on the chair. I hope you sleep well, don't be scared. Time has gone, so here it is. I'm not your son, you're not my father. We're just two grown men saying goodbye.
The Social Security Board's new whistleblower reporting system makes it easy and confidential to speak up by reporting misuse of the Social Security services and benefits, including fraud, misconduct, false claims, and more. If you know of any unethical or illegal activity relating to SSB benefits, claims, or personnel, go to ssbspeakup.integrityline.com or use our toll-free hotline 0800-SPEAK-UP, 0800-773-2587. This confidential reporting system is a way for you to report concerns or incidents privately without fear of reprisal. Your submission is confidential and anonymous. The Social Security Board is committed to providing a secure, confidential medium for whistleblowing that promotes organizational accountability and enhances public confidence in our services.
Sir, your item is ready for viewing.
Is that all?
This is everything.
Sea una persona ocupada o atrapada en el tráfico, o que tenga una circunstancia adversa o muy exigente, la tensión se acumula y lo estresa. El estrés ataca a todos en cualquier momento, a cualquier edad. El estrés es un asesino. Es mejor estar vivo que muerto, así que visite la farmacia de Freetown para obtener opciones.
Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué puedo hacer para usted hoy?
Estoy bien estresado.
Ok, tengo una pastilla que le va a ayudar, ¿ok? Que toma una de eso al día para 10 días y va a estar bien después, ¿eh?
Ok. Farmacia Fritón, carretera 28 Fritón, donde estás mejor vivo que muerto. Farmacia Fritón, teléfono 22 32 87 6.
Our Belize City is growing because of continued investment. From rehabilitated streets to expanding neighborhoods, significant investments are improving how our city functions and how our communities live. In the last 2 years alone, more than 250 streets have been rehabilitated, representing almost $34 million invested directly in physical infrastructure that improves access and quality of life. At the same time, the city continues to expand. Developments such as the Holy Emmanuel area, also known as Gungulung, reflect increased demand for land and housing as Belize City expands in a more sustainable and resilient way. These planned developments support safer communities and long-term sustainability, contributing to rising property values across the city. Under the Town's Property Evaluation Act, property values are required to be reviewed every 5 years. The last valuation adjustment was done in 2013. This adjustment simply brings property values closer to today's market reality, while the tax rate itself remains unchanged. Let's break it down. For a vacant property valued at $25,000, we charged an annual 2% rate, which works out to a payment of $500. Under the new assessment, the property value has appreciated by 40%, making the property now worth $35,000. Therefore, the new amount to be paid will be 2% of $35,000, which works out to $700. For an occupied property valued at $25,000, we charged an annual 10% rate, which works out to $2,500. Under the new assessment, the property's value has appreciated by 18%, making the property now worth $29,500. Therefore, the new amount to be paid will be 10% of $29,500, which works out to $2,950. To support property owners, your Belize City Council is encouraging residents to take advantage of the ongoing property tax prepayment incentives. Property owners receive 15% off in January, 10% off in February, and 5% in March. And senior citizens receive a 35% discount year-round. Remember, this adjustment represents an appreciation in your property's worth, not a change in tax rates, ensuring continued investment in your city while providing valuable data for informing investors, municipal bondholders, and individual credit assessments. And we want residents to know the law provides a clear mechanism for review and appeal if needed. Those who believe their valuation does not fairly reflect their property have the right to engage the Belize City Valuation Appeals Board. Your Belize City Council remains committed to openness, accountability, and ensuring that growth is managed fairly for everyone. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
The national bus company NBC entered its fourth week of operations with buses and staff from 17 different bus companies. Apart from hiccups on day one and complaints that there were no conductors to assist the elderly with luggage on express runs, there has been little public backlash to date. We asked the Minister of Transport, Louis Zabane, how they are handling any challenges.
How's it been going? Is everyone being paid? Are there any complaints?
Yeah, it's been a little bumpy in some places, if I could use that term, no pun intended. And what we've had is really, I think, two main areas of challenge. One is that you're getting 17 different cultures, if you will, coming together. So that has taken some time. We've had our people in the HR department of the new bus company working overtime to assure our people, because you know, in something new like that, you would not be surprised that there is some anxiety. The anxiety first had to do with, well, will we get paid in the same way we used to get paid? And that has, we've had now, I think 3 weekly payrolls have already taken place. And so with all of that, it's ironing out the kinks, making sure that people's account numbers match up and all of that. The other one is that now we're taking on a lot of buses from different operators who have maintained their buses in different ways. And so that has been a challenge. So you would have seen a continuance of breakdowns on the highways, for which, of course, we are working very hard to address those issues. Uniforms now will be coming, things that will be uniting everybody together.
The issue of standees, has that been resolved?
No, it has not been resolved. Because, again, the practices from the past, you see that a lot of the, if you want to put it in a very mild way, the loss of income along the way has been because some of them, and I'm not saying all of them, would then use the standees' income, and that necessarily doesn't go to the pockets of the operators. And so we still have people who are doing that along the way, and we're working hard to try to change that culture.
Is everything coming out of the cash flow of the National Bus Company? The government has not had to put anything?
The cash flow has been enough to cover the expenses at this point in time, but that did not happen accidentally. It's because we have some very good people that we've hired, good Belizean trained Belizean people who are there to make sure that these systems are followed as best as possible.
David Gegg, the developer behind the notorious Portico Enterprises Limited, proposed Port of Magical Belize, held a press conference today to announce his intention to revive the proposal. If you recall, the original proposal was to develop a port approximately 3 miles south of the mouth of the Saboon River, which would be some 8 miles south of Belize City. Today, Gegg said he doesn't intend to bash the proposed expansion of the Port of Belize, but said he believes his proposal is still the best option for a major port for the country.
I'm not here to bash the Port of Belize project by any means. I think port expansion is extremely necessary. It's Belize's gateway to development, and it's very important. But so is cruise tourism. And I think the port that we chose to create, design, get all the support from the cruise industry that we got is the most logical place to build a port. And quite frankly, I think it's the only one that will ever fly. We had everything we needed to go to get this port built. And as we know, things happened in December of 2023, and then things started going south. I hope that once this information is shared, which is a critique of their ESIA, iteration number 3, actually, you'll probably understand why we have decided that it's time to try and bring Portico back to life, because I think we'll prove that a cruise port at the Port of Belize site is simply not practical or even feasible. But just to show you how committed I am to port development, infrastructure development at the port, I created a very detailed document called the Maritime Matrix of Economic Opportunities, and that highlights everything that can and should be done at a commercial port, except a cruise component. Clearly, I think expanding container operations is necessary, commodities, bulk, but there's so many other things that can be done in a commercial setting that drives business tremendously for people who would like opportunities to get involved in ways other than indirect import and export.
Gegg said that in his document, he highlighted facilities and features that are currently lacking in Belize and that could be economically beneficial for the country.
One is called a dry docking facility. And a dry docking facility is something that is desperately needed in this region. And I say that keeping a few things in mind, including my own interests with the Belize aggressor operation, which had an unfortunate incident that one of the vessels went on a reef. And we had to send it to Roatan for repairs, and it took us 9 months to get it back. And that's because of the demand for facilities in Roatan. So there's no doubt that Belize, were to create something like a dry docking facility, there would be tremendous demand for a facility like that. In one of the documents we will get to later on, I point out that there are about 75 cruise ships on order and being built and due to be delivered between now and 2035. But incidentally, there are about 1,200 super yachts or mega yachts or whatever you want to call them, that at the same time is being built and due for delivery throughout the Caribbean. The point is the number of super yachts is 10 times greater than the number of cruise ships. And every one of those vessels needs to be hauled every 18 months or so for insurance requirements. And when a super yacht is hauled, it's big money involved. In Fort Lauderdale, people who work in shipyards that cater to super yachts and mega yachts earn anywhere from 75 to 125 US dollars an hour. You know, so it's specialized welding, painting, woodwork, electronics, you name it. So the disciplines that are required to support the mega yacht and super yacht industry are really good paying jobs.
While Gegg said he wouldn't bash the Port of Belize proposal, he did reveal ahead of the public consultation on PBL's EIA tonight at the Biltmore Hotel that studies have found that the waters near the proposed area of development have a high level of E. coli.
So this is the road where the buses will take. This is the sewer line. They are looking to dredge 8.5 million cubic meters of dredged oils from the channel, but especially from this turning basin. This is shallow water. But guess what? This water is infused with E. coli, having settled there over the last 30, 40 years or more. Listen to what this thing says. Why sediment matters more than water. Peer-reviewed research consistently documents fecal indicator concentrations 100 to 1,000 times higher in marine sediment than in overlying water. Petschke and Shelton, 2011, Craig et al., 2004. Fecal indicators survive 2 to 19 times longer in sediment than in water. Davies et al., 1995. The Port of Belize site conditions, tropical temperatures above 25 Celsius year-round, fine grain silt loam and peat sediments, organic matter content of 1.4 to 3.8% anaerobic peat layers documented in the geotechnical survey match every criteria identified in the literature as promoting pathogen accumulation, survival, and persistence. They don't make no mangrove islands here. They're going to be pumping polluted mud into that area that is likely to create methane and what's the other one that stinks, and sulfide. Yeah, I mean, it's terrible.
The Statistical Institute of Belize, SIB, revealed today that for the first 2 months of 2026, the inflation rate was at 0.4% when compared to the same period in 2025. Consumer Price Index CPI is used to indicate how prices that consumers pay for goods and services change over time relative to a base period, and the inflation rate is the percentage change in the CPI between two specific periods. According to figures released by SIB today, the slight increase in consumer prices was driven primarily by the increase in cost for food and non-alcoholic beverages. Jaime Crespo, statistician 2 at SIB, provided more details on the inflation rate.
Now, let's look at the major CPI categories and how they contributed to the year-to-date inflation rate of 0.4%. We can see that the top three categories were food and non-alcoholic beverages, housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuels, and restaurants and accommodation services. However, they were partly offset by decreases observed within the transport category. First, we have the food and non-alcoholic beverage category, with prices increasing by 1.2%. This was mainly due to the rise in several food products such as meats, cereal products, and sugar, along with non-alcoholic beverages such as coffee, purified water, and soft drinks.
Crespo also provided inflation figures for the various municipalities, which showed that Punta Gorda had the highest increase.
We can observe that Punta Gorda town experienced the highest year-to-date inflation rate of 2.4%. Consumers in this municipality experienced higher prices for food and non-alcoholic beverages, restaurants and accommodation services, and clothing and footwear. On the other hand, Orange Rock town experienced the lowest year-to-date inflation rate at negative 0.9%. Consumers in this municipality experienced modest increases for items such as food, non-alcoholic beverages, health, and restaurants and cafe services.
Gross domestic product GDP is the main indicator of economic activity within a country. GDP estimates are produced based on information received from financial statements, the government, private business, and non-government organizations. According to the data presented by the Statistical Institute of Belize, Belize's GDP in 2025's fourth quarter rose by 4.7% when compared to the same period in 2024, which represents an increase of $63.31 million to a total of $1.396 billion. Christopher Hull, statistician 2 at SIB, shared more information.
Looking at that growth rate of 4.7%, we can look at the industries that were the biggest drivers for that growth rate, and we can observe that we had agriculture, forestry and fishing, wholesale and retail trade, transportation, and financial and insurance activities as the biggest drivers for the growth. And then for construction, we had electricity, mining, and manufacturing. Going into the primary sector, the goods in this industry totaled $180.3 million, which is $13.4 million more than when you compare it to the $167 million in quarter 4 of 2024, or an 8% growth. Within this sector, agriculture, forestry, and fishing had a growth rate of 12.9%.
After the break, Mueller backtracks, says he isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Stay tuned.
Rotavirus is a leading cause of severe watery diarrhea and vomiting in young children. It can lead to dangerous dehydration and hospital visits. The good news? The rotavirus vaccine is now available countrywide. It is given in drops at 2, 4, and 6 months of age. Protect your child. Visit your nearest health clinic today.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best. Darling, double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls so me like it. And Smart make everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my Smart plan. right now. Smart. Stay connected. Stay happy.
En Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria, con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente. Ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico, asegurando que tu información personal permanezca segura y protegida. Nuestro equipo de apoyo está disponible de lunes a viernes, de 8 a.m. a 6 p.m., en inglés y en español. Simplemente marca al 223-1212. Esta es la línea dedicada para nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Marlon Castillo Quality Meats. For the best in beef and pork. Check them out at Booth 39 at the Michael Finnegan Market. Call 614-2255. Marlon Castillo Quality Meats open Monday to Saturday 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sundays 6 a.m. to 12 noon. Booth number 39 Michael Finnegan Market. Last gate, first meat shop at the back. Check them out on Facebook at Marlon Castillo Quality Meats. Stop in today.
Before they turn off all the lights, I won't read you your wrongs or your rights. The time has gone. I'll tell you good night, close the door. Tell you I love you once more. The time has gone, so here it is. I'm not your son, you're not my father. We're just two grown men saying goodbye. No need to forgive, no need to forget. I know your mistakes and you know mine. And while you're sleeping, I'll try to make you proud. So the monsters away. Oh, well, I'll read a story to you. Only difference is this one is true. The time has gone. I folded your clothes on the chair. I hope you sleep well, don't be scared. Time has gone, so here it is. I'm not your son, you're not my father. We're just two grown men saying goodbye.
For any project, big or small, Best Screws provide strength, efficiency, durability, and affordability. Get the screws specifically designed for your next project. Get Best Screw, the power to build, the strength to last. Available at Denny's. Quality and savings.
The Social Security Board's new whistleblower reporting system makes it easy and confidential to speak up by reporting misuse of the Social Security services and benefits, including fraud, misconduct, false claims, and more. If you know of any unethical or illegal activity relating to SSB benefits, claims, or personnel, go to ssbspeakup.integrityline.com or use our toll-free hotline 0800-SPEAK-UP, 0800-773-2587. This confidential reporting system is a way for you to report concerns or incidents privately without fear of reprisal. Your submission is confidential and anonymous. The Social Security Board is committed to providing a secure, confidential medium for whistleblowing that promotes organizational accountability and enhances public confidence in our services.
Pickstock Area Rep Honorable Anthony Mahler has backtracked on his pronouncement on February 18 that he was considering leaving politics after this term.
No, the other day the internet gone off because media rep asked me a question which kind of never right with me. So he asked a stupid question and I gave him an answer, no? I just want to make Belize know, I want to make Pickstock know. I ain't going anywhere anytime soon. But if you may hear the question, you may know how, like, man, brother, I don't know anything for. But you know, because he come from the other side and he get planted in the media. That's still my ballet though. Fall me lot when he play basketball.
With the recent spike in reports of negative experiences that Belizeans have had of late in Mexico and cartel operatives becoming more visible along key transit routes, many Belizeans are not planning on venturing into the northern neighboring country for Easter. For those who still plan on heading north to vacation, Belize officials have some advice.
If you really have to go, then make sure that you go and be careful. Don't be out in areas where you don't think you should belong. Keep into the tourist areas. Those tourist areas are more safe than the others and other areas. So just keep where you think it's where usually is safe. And I think generally, I'm hoping that you will be fine.
My advice to Belizeans is if you feel safe, if you know that you'll be in the tourist areas, then by all means do so. However, if you don't speak the language, if you get nervous very quickly, or you don't know anyone, or you're traveling alone, then maybe you need to reconsider what you want to do and how you will travel. We always advise to travel in groups. I know that the Easter weekend, there will be buses, there will be caravans, and that is a good thing because you will have quite a few Belizeans traveling back and forth on that highway. But always ensure that someone knows. We have a hotline here at the embassy as well that is manned 24/7. So that number is 56-2043-0000. So easy 10 numbers to remember.
One of the biggest drivers of Belize's 2025 fourth quarter rise was due to increases seen in both bananas and marine products. For bananas, the industry is rebounding after seeing a dramatic decrease a few years ago. For marine products, there was an increase in the export of shrimp and lobster products.
One of the main drivers for this increase was the 19.8% increase in banana from 19,000 metric tons in quarter 4 of 2024 to 22.8 thousand metric tons in quarter 4 of 2025. And as stated at the last press conference for the third quarter, banana was expected to rebound in the last quarters compared to how the year started. Another driver for growth was within the marine exports, as we observe a 8.0% increase, as we saw shrimp go up by 6.6% and all other fishing products up by 8.3%, mainly due to lobster tail and lobster meat increasing for the quarter.
One of the positive figures that were reported today by the Statistical Institute of Belize was that tourist arrival figures continue to trend upwards. Overnight tourist arrivals saw a modest increase, but cruise ship tourist arrivals saw a significant jump. Christopher Hull, statistician 2 at SIB, shared the figures.
We had an increase in tourist arrivals of 2.3% for overnight. So from 127.8 thousand arrivals in quarter 4 of 2024 to 130.8 thousand arrivals in quarter 4 of 2025. And then looking at cruise, that was 13.9% increase from 264.7 thousands of arrivals in quarter 4 of 2024 to 301.5 thousands of arrivals in quarter 4 of 2020.
In police news, a Hopkins waitress, 24-year-old Aaliyah Hilda Augustine, reported to police that she was robbed at gunpoint on Monday morning before 1 while she was socializing with a friend near the Savannah area. According to Augustine, they were approached by 2 men, one of whom pointed a gun at her and demanded her 2 gold chains. The other male snatched one of her gold chains with a gold medal inscribed with the name Aaliyah. A struggle ensued, after which she handed over a second chain. The men then fled the scene. In total, the value of the item stolen is $4,975. Police are investigating. And a joint intelligence operation that was conducted north of San Pedro and Burgess Key on Tuesday around 8:30 a.m. led to police discovering 38.36 pounds of cannabis. According to police, searches were conducted near a seaside mangrove area, and police discovered a large crocus bag which contained 29 black plastic wrapped rectangular bricks of cannabis. The substance was labeled, sealed, and deposited as found property. And with that, we've come to the end of our newscast. The repeat can be viewed on this station later tonight at 9 and again tomorrow at midday. Join us again tomorrow for another edition of the news. And remember, you can always catch up with the day's top stories on our YouTube channel and Facebook page under XTV Belize. And you can watch the evening news live on our XTV BHNI app. I am Drea Espinosa. Have a safe and enjoyable evening.